Sorry for the interruption. But here are the different blocks that I showed in the past video that are conditionals when the life collides the the sprite called life. Here you can see it. Here the sprite called life. If these conditionals are true, this will happen. So if you can see, if the goal points equal to 40, you will call the procedure life false, and this is the procedure life false. This will make that the icon or the image sprite called life move, but this is not declared in that that thing. It is here. As you can see, the sprite called life will move to the y plus 50, so that will make that it falls. So that's the clock, but it also called the bomb false because that will make the game start, and it's the same thing as life. It will make the bomb fall to a random, not a random, sorry, to a part in y plus 35. Okay, so now let's go to another block. When bomber initialize, call the procedure stop and all the things that are made for the timer. The procedure stop is a procedure that I put so the counter stop, and you can play again. Here it is. So this makes the image sprites visible to false, and these two sprites are going to be in this point, so they don't fall anymore. Then the timer is stopped or enabled, equal to false, and the notifier shows you your score. That's why when you initialize the screen, the score is at the start. Okay, so that was when the screen was initialized. Now let's go with the start. When you click the button start, that is the first button showed, this sound will play. Then the timer will be enabled equal to true, and you will start to set these images equal to true or false, depending if you want them to be seen. Then the variables life and points will be equal to 0 because when you start you don't have any points, and the global life will be initialized in 3 because that's the way I declared. You can see global life equal to 3, so you have 3 lives. Then you will call, now that the timer is enabled, it will call the bomb fault, and with this button you will call the guide position and bomb start. That are the other procedures. The guide position, here it is, that it will be in the x equal to 50, that is a random number that I choose, and y equal to 510 because that is the height of the canvas, so that will make the guy be in the lower part, like here. And bomb start will make that the bomb moves from a random integer since 1 to 315 because that's the width of the canvas, 315, and y equal to 0 because that's where it starts, so it will be in the top. then the guy will be visible to true and also the bomb, so the bomb will fall. And here is another procedure that is inside another one, because it is a conditional that if you have 40 points, 100 or 300, you will call life start, so that will make the life fall and stuff. Okay, so that is this block. Now here is the one of the most important parts, because it's what makes you count points. When bomb it reach set global points to get global points plus 10, because it means that you have dodged the bomb, and it has collide with the edge. That's why if get edge equal to -1, you call the sound the point, so it tells you that you did a point, and you call bomb start again, so all this procedure starts again. Then when life is reached, it is the same that the bomb, but in this case you don't want the life to get to the edge, so that's why you set the life visible to false, and it doesn't call any other procedure, because that's where you want to leave it. Here is the block of the guy that makes the guy able to move. That's why you put current X, that is the X that you are pointing with your finger, and start Y. So this start Y is very important, because that's why the guy isn't in all the screen, or it's only on the bottom. Here is another important part. When life collide with, if the life collide with the guy, that's why we put get other equal to guy, you will call the sound of the life play, and it's global life plus 1, so that's the function of the life. And now you can see here in the bomb collide with is the part that will rest your points. So if the bomb collides with the guy, the bomb will be visible equal to false, so it can fall again, and it will take you 10 points of your score, and it will take you 1 life of your lives. So that's how the score is managed. And here's another conditional, that if your life are equal or minor to 0, the TinyDB will store the value that is in the label points, and will cut the stop procedure that is here, so you don't need to do anything else. And we'll call these sounds and make this image visible to true or false, and that's what it does. So now that you have lost, it calls the endgame arrangement. This is an arrangement visible to true, and in this arrangement here is the button restart, and in the restart button you had all these options that will make you start again all the game. So this is basically all the blocks of the Bomber Dodger, and here are all the procedures. Okay, so now let's move on to the instruction of the cat. Here it's the same that in the instructions of the Bomber Dodger, but I believe it is less because you have less commands. But here is the timer. Here's that when the screen initializes it, the TinyDB will store those values, and when you change screen to menu or to the game, it will store the values in the TinyDB. So now let's move on to the cat game, tic-tac-toe in English. So this is a very complex code because it uses an algorithm to have the random thing. First, let's go to see the clock. There it is here. Here it is the code of the clock, and it is the same that in all the blocks. Also, here is the same when the screen is initialized, so the variables are correctly. Here we have another procedures that are very important to the game. We have three variables: the num turns, the turn, and the winner. The number of turns will be useful to know if the game is tie, and then the global turn will help us to put the correct icon in the bottom, and the global winner will tell us who wins. Okay, when new game clicked, call new game. So this is the start button when you start the application, and when you put in the restart part. So the new game sets the global num turns equal to 0, the global turn equal to x, and the global winner equal to this. So as you can see, it restarts all. And you initialize this the global grid to a list that is the list of all the possible buttons that you have in the cat. And here we use the block for each button in list that is here. Get rid that is this list. Set any button text, so it means that all the buttons of the component get buttons. So this list to blank. It means that it will make all the buttons with no text. Okay, this procedure is like the principle of all the game, the ones clicked, and it comes from here. Here it is. Here they are, all the buttons. As you can see, here it is the procedure once clicked, and here they are, the 9 buttons, sorry, with different lists that will help us to the random integer. As you can see, you set the global list to this list, that is all the 9 buttons, but you remove of the list the button that you clicked. So that's why it works. Here you can see that you use the button 3, you use the button 6, you remove the button 6 and stuff, and it calls the variable once clicked. So let's see this procedure. Sorry, in this procedure you can see, wait, that if any button is equal to blank, you will set any button of the list, get button, to the global turn. When you click it, you will the global turn that it can be X or O, and you can see set the global turn to global turn equal to X, then set it to O, else keep it in X. And that's what is happening. And we'll call the procedure has won. That will check whoever has won. So here it is, here they are, a lot of blocks that will check who won that game. It is called every time you click any button, so it's important to have all the possible combinations. As you see, the first one is the largest, because if bottom 1 text and bottom 2 text, if bottom 1 text is equal to bottom 2 and bottom 3, this means that we have a straight line. Or if bottom 1 text and bottom 5 and bottom 9, we have the line across, and that block will tell all the possible options and also the other blocks. Sorry, something happened. Also the other blocks will tell if that conditions are correct. It will set the global winner to the button that has that text. So that's why it called the procedure has won. Okay. If the global winner is equal to that asterisk, it's because you set the global winner to the determine bottom text. So it will be correct this thing. So the notifier will tell you that the global winner has won and that the game is over. But in the tic-tac-toe there can always be a tie. So that's why it's important the variable turns, because when you click any button, the global norm turns is +1. So there are only 9 buttons, so it can be only 9 turns. So if that variable is equal to 9, it will show you that in the notifier that nobody has won, a call new game. And remember, when you call new game, all the buttons go to blank, so that means you can restart. And remember, we have a random button, and that random button, as its name says, it can put in any place a random in a random place. So you first call the procedure check. This check will tell you if the button is already used. So you create a list with all the buttons, and here you set if button 1 text is equal to blank, then you set the global list of this list, that it is this list, to remove list item button 1, because now that you had this button used, you don't want to be in the list, because in this procedure you put any button there. So yes, no,